SUNDYS. Here we are. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are happy to be here. I'm Max Britton here with Eric Nielsen.
What's up, everybody?
Eric, good to see you. Good to see you all as well. We've got some real killers in the building today. We're going to be giving away some awards. 2022 was an amazing year.
Yeah.
We'll zoom in on some specific performances. Before we get into that, the company as a whole, tell us how we did last year.
Yeah, so over 26,000 submitted jobs, and that's about 225 megawatts, and over 14,000 jobs, 14,418 to be exact, for 124 megawatts installed. Our biggest year ever by far. We were up pretty substantially year over year, and that's a credit to you guys for working so hard and doing such a good job to throw down last year.
Panel adders, dealer fees, supply chain issues, mod swaps, all things we all dealt with this year in a big way. And in spite of all that, having our best year ever. Super impressive. Great job to everybody. We had a lot of people making money at Sunder last year. How many people had a paycheck?
We had over 1,500 reps make a paycheck last year. So that's, we know there are people kind of just starting or maybe haven't been paid yet, or setters that are paid differently or something, but over 1,500 paychecks went out. I know last I checked, we have 1,800 reps with active email accounts. So the business is growing. Last I heard, which was like Tuesday, we're onboarding about 30 people a day right now on average. So again, credit to you. Max and I absolutely cannot do that on our own. And the team at HQ is doing a great job with all those new onboards. But of course, the recruiters, managers, leaders out in the field doing a great job helping build the business.
It's wild. That's a lot of people. We're not even close to halfway done with what we're trying to do here. 1,500 people last year. I bet we'll hit 2,000, if not 2,500 with a paycheck this year at the pace we're going. So impressive. Very competitive year at Sunder last year. 2022, we had squad games. We had Sunderdome, we had Rapid Sunder. We're going to talk about the Sunderdome winners right now. We had those leagues, the league champions, making it into a champions final. The Atlantic League champions, want to recognize those guys. This happened close to a year ago. It was like 9 months ago, 10 months ago. So it's been a minute. But the Atlantic League champions, South Tampa, they did a great job. Were very, very successful the whole way through. They looked like the favorites, and they ended up winning the whole thing. So South Tampa won the Atlantic League. The Heartland League, Phoenix won the Heartland League. They won it back-to-back.
Yeah, first back-to-back winners.
2 years in a row, back-to-back champs for their league. Great job to Phoenix. The West League champions, Orange County. A little foreshadowing there. Orange County had a heck of a performance last year in 2022, and it all started with that league champion win in Sunderdome. So Orange County gets the win there. Lone Star League champions, Cinco Ranch. Cinco Ranch won it. That was the whole Texas group, if you remember. Lone Star, Cinco Ranch probably weren't the favorites going in for Lone Star, but they really started bullying people around in a big way real quick. Cinco Ranch got the win. However, the Sunderdome champs were none of the teams mentioned so far. And this was a really cool performance. This team has come second place in a lot of things, in a lot of years. But it was Las Vegas Empire that ended up winning Sunderdome last year. Very impressive. We've got a lot of love for those people, of course, everywhere. But, man, Las Vegas did everything they had to do. We surprised them at their correlation the morning of and, rushed into their room with a film crew and gave them a lot of love. It was awesome. So, great job, Las Vegas.
The floor was very sticky. I remember that.
Champagne. Yeah, we should have used Diet Coke. It's not as sticky. Now we know.
It's true.
So, champs for Sunderdome, Las Vegas Empire. Want to recognize that. Great job. Rapid Sunder. That was our more recent competition.
Yeah.
Want to go ahead on that?
Yeah, really competitive competition. This one, because it was more recent, we've highlighted it quite a bit as of late, but just wanted to shout out the Orange County team for their win, and we will celebrate them in a trip to Mexico, I think sometime later this quarter or early Q2. Danny Stosic and Cam Wallace did an absolutely phenomenal job bringing that team together and having a strong second half of the year. And it showed in that Rapid Sunder championship. So
great job, OC.
Congrats to them.
Yeah. Okay, we'll jump into some 2022 top performers. We talk about these guys a lot, so we're not going to spend a ton of time going over their bios or anything right now. But from 7 to 1, we're going to go over the top 7 reps on installed, top performers installed. So number 7, Parker Wollaston. Parker Wollaston, he was in the Arkansas team. Their team has sort of transitioned to more of a travel team. They're called Grail now. His first year in solar with us, 91 installs last year. His first full year in solar, 91. It feels like he was signing 2 or 3 a day every single day for the whole summer.
He had that month with over 60 signed deals in the month, which was huge. I think his actual install total is over 100, but for a little while there was some kind of glitching going on, and some of those deals I believe are in Brandon Wilson's name. So Parker doing a great job hitting triple digits his first year.
Wow. Zach Hall keeps the party going. 6th spot for Zach Hall in Phoenix. Zach has started doing a training program for us once a month on the Thursday success calls. It's been amazing so far. Tune in for those. He had 95 installs. So if you hear him popping up on your NZ chat as somebody who's going to be doing a training today, just know he had a great year last year, so he's speaking from recent success with authority. Great job, Zach. Number 5, Ty Affleck, Space City, 98. 98, and he didn't work a full year.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should highlight that, but it's amazing.
He was probably working, he gets a lot of referrals, but he wasn't in market all year.
Right.
It was probably 6 or 8 months in market. And
I
the rest
don't mean to
selling
discount
from here.
that.
No, it's unbelievable.
Incredible performance.
Kills it.
98. Great job, Ty. The rest of these lists are all in triple digits. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tate and Bab hit 100 installs on the nose. 100 installs for Tate and Bab. In Phoenix again.
Is that 3 years in a row?
3 years in a row.
It's amazing.
It's very incredible. 100 installs for Tatum. Great job. Patrick Burrows. Patrick Burrows, he moved last year, and he still had a phenomenal year. He moved from Reno to Denver. Leader of the Highlands Ranch team, 103 installs for Patty B. Great job. Massive year. He's got a baby on the way. Diapers are expensive. He's getting ready for it. Cam Wallace, Orange County. Christopher Cam, Gina Wallace. 116 installs last year. Massive performance for him. We've grown to know he's going to be a consistent performer every year. It's almost like 100 installs is a lock for him. But it was really cool to see him step up in a leadership position this year in a big way. Grew the team, 116 installs for Cam, Orange County. Well done. However, number 1, you go ahead.
All right, you know his name. We've said it a lot. Mr. Daniel Hadibus, LVE, 178 installs on the year. I've personally never seen it. You know, you hear rumors that there are people with 200 or 300 installs on the year nowadays. I don't believe it. I actually think they're stacking volume, or they might be a dealer owner and they have guys selling in their names. Daniel Hadibus, obviously with the help of some really good people in that office and his amazing wife, has absolutely crushed the game. And I know he fell short of his 200 install goal, but I'm fairly confident he's going to go out and hit that this year.
Yeah.
No pressure, Daniel, but a phenomenal job with 178 installs on the year, and congratulations.
Daniel, Janessa, David, sort of the holy trinity of that performance. Very, very impressive year. He's getting an award tomorrow at Door to Door Con. Just really cool to see him come in here, indoor industry. He feels like still sort of a newcomer, but it doesn't seem like it on the record here. 178 installs. Great job, Daniel. 2022 top teams installed. We're just going to cover 5 real quick right here. Space City starts the 5 spot. 462 installs for Space City. Big year, especially because they broke off a few different teams.
Yeah.
So to sort of cut yourself in half 2 or 3 times, break off, develop new leaders, send them off into the wilderness, and then go have 400 installs plus on the year. Very impressive performance. Great job, Space City.
Just being the top team in Houston is something to be proud of.
No kidding.
So we have a lot of good teams down there.
Top team in Texas.
Yeah, top team in Texas, even better. Number 4, South Tampa. They sometimes call themselves South Champa. We're still waiting on that. I think it'll come true someday, but 506 installs. Josh Long, James Castellanos, Corey Waxler, of course, Chris Manizzi, those guys.
You got Raph down there throwing down.
Oh yeah, Raph throws down, and many others. It's a good solid team. But 506 installs on the year. Congratulations. Number 3.
Go ahead. Orange County. Okay, I got it. Orange County, number 3, 517 installs. So we have all these teams are 500 or more. 517 for Orange County. Cam, Danny, we've given them some credit. We'll continue to give them credit. But OC had a huge year last year, 517. Las Vegas Empire, we're going to finish out the top 3 here. LVE, 536 installs last year.
It's a tight race.
Super tight.
2, 3, 4.
Very, very impressive. Massive year, their best install year yet. And then number 1, 770 installs, Phoenix. 700s, not 600, but 770 for Phoenix.
Wow.
Zach, Tayton, Bob, Travis, very impressive. Andrew Lyman contributing a bunch of those. Very impressive.
And we did combine the Scottsdale Phoenix offices late last year, but it wasn't like we were combining two mega offices. They're good teams that felt it would be better to come together, and now they're basically the size of a normal team, like a good sized team. Just a lot of killers on that squad, throwing down, and 770 installs in the year, something to be proud of.
All right, that was sort of the year in review. We're going to dive into some awards here. So we talked to a lot of people around the company. Brian Smith did a great job of taking points on sort of reviewing what categories we wanted to highlight this year, who were some of the top nominees in these categories. Some of these will have nominees, some of them will not. Some of them are sort of just like, there's a clear statistical winner. Yeah, you were just the guy. So we'll mention nominees as we go. But the first award is for the highest realization rate. This is a crazy number, but man, realization rate, as for those who don't know, are brand new to solar. You sell 10 deals, you get 9 installs, that's 90% realization rate. Anything around that is just sort of industry best. So 90%-ish is crazy. We had somebody with 96% realization rate, and it wasn't on 10 deals, it wasn't on 20, it was on a lot more.
Triple digits.
Triple digits. So the winner of the 2022 Highest Realization Rate Award is Tayton Babb with 96%. Tayton, come on out.
You can run on for a long time.
It's coming right out.
Run on for a long time.
Good to see you. Congratulations. Come have a seat with me. Let's get over here. Tayton Babb, ladies and gentlemen. Tayton, congratulations. What a year. 2 years in a row, highest realization rate. How do you do it, man?
I mean, really what it comes down to is our job's hard. Sales, everything like that. Like, if you're going to sign it up, get it to the finish line. Don't stop 10 feet before it and lose it. I said this last year, there's nothing I hate more than working for free. You might as well get them to the end, get them to install and actually get paid. That's pretty much it.
If you're going to sell it, get it installed.
Yep.
Seems pretty easy.
Yeah.
For somebody who's just getting into solar, what's like an actual tactical thing that you do? I know we've asked this question 100 times, but somebody might be hearing of you or seeing this for the first time. I think it'd be worth saying.
I mean, when you start sales, you're going to get to the point where like you don't want to call a customer, or you feel like it's been so long that you haven't talked to them that you don't want to call them because they might want to cancel or they might have a problem. If you're feeling that way, it means you need to call them. I try to call on my customers at least once a week, or even just a text to catch up with them, because if they are going to cancel or have a concern, you want to fix it before it's a big problem or a snowball. Get it when it's just a little snowball instead of a whole mountain of snow coming down.
Prevent the avalanche.
Exactly.
If you don't want to call them, that's probably when you should call them. Great dating advice too.
Yep, same thing.
Tayton, thank you so much, man. This is a very tough one to win. It's not voted on by your peers. It's not like how we feel about it. It is 100% math, and you absolutely crush it year after year. You sell well, but my God, you install really, really well. So congratulations on another big award, man. Well done.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Tell them that God's gonna cut you down.
Congrats again, Tayton. Very, very impressive. All right, we're moving on to the 2022 Comeback Player of the Year. Geno Smith couldn't be here, so we've got
Max added player.
Comeback Performance of the Year. We had a lot of very impressive stories last year. Solar, direct sales, it is a mental game for sure. And if you go through a downswing, the solar coaster, all that, it is tough sometimes. It is tough all the time to be the one to sort of pick yourself back up and get on a winning trajectory and start growing, succeeding, selling again. It is so hard because you sort of get stuck in the losses day after day. This next guy that we're gonna have come out, he did have a bit of a rough year in 2021, but 2022 was a complete flip of the script. It was so cool to see this guy come back from some downswings a little bit and come back and have the best performance he possibly could have this past year. The 2022 Comeback of the Year, Clayton Granch.
Yeah, Clay.
I work hard every motherfucking day.
Great job, man. Well done. Very good. Very happy for you. Impressive, man. Thank you. Thank you. This is yours. Clayton Granch, ladies and gentlemen, comeback of the year. 2022 was a amazing performance compared to 2021. I know 2023 is off to a huge start. Tell us about the year, man. There's a lot of people listening that are maybe going through what you went through a year and a half ago, sort of not feeling like this is maybe their best performance they possibly could have had. Tell us what changed for you. How did you flip the script in 2022?
Yeah, so definitely in 2021, I got really down on myself. Things weren't going the right direction. And honestly, my biggest change probably was I want to call it a paradigm shift, but I got rid of all social media. Tyler Jackson told me, the Teddy Roosevelt quote where he's talking about comparison's the theft of joy, right? And so I stopped comparing myself to other people, stopped focusing on social media, and it was almost instant that I just decided, hey, I'm really good at this. I'm really good at making sales. I'm gonna go personally do that. And then when I started personally making sales and just really doing what I'm good at, all of my leadership, who's terrific as well, started doing the same. And so that just leading from the front was what helped these guys see what we're able to do.
Classic example of a sales leader being a sales leader, getting out there on the doors. I saw dozens of selfies that you decided to post on the group chats or whatever that I'm on with you on the doors, dripping sweat, out there, making it happen, making it work. And I think your people absolutely, like you said, saw that and answered the call to go and be out there with you. When it comes to 2023, how are you going to sort of build upon that performance? How do you prevent some of those downswings from happening again? Because it's off to a great start.
Yeah, so in Q4 of 2022, we had some really exponential growth, and we've brought in, in Q4, we brought in 5 new teams across the region. And so we've got some really new big hitters Austin McGuire, Jason Moto Tisdale, Josh Simmons, and then Johnny Alcantar's crushing it too. And there's more that I could continue to list, but what's really exciting at this point is in 2021, it felt more like I needed to put the team on my back and try and find a way to do it. And I'm still going to work as hard as I need to do it, but we have all of the leadership that we need at this point where I really cannot foresee a downturn for any reason this year.
Wow. Can't do it alone. You're sharing the responsibility. You're sharing the credit with the people that are helping build the organization. I feel like you are primed to break off 3 or 4 regionals this year.
That would be the goal, yeah. 4 is the goal.
I think it could absolutely happen.
I agree.
Based on the growth you have. There was a time where you were pretty much just in El Paso and Dallas.
Right.
How many states are your people in now?
The organization now covers 5 states.
From 1 to 5 states, and it feels like
Quarter.
6 months. Yeah. 3 or 4 months. Massive increase on headcount and sales production. You also personally hit a cool milestone. You had a megawatt installed as well. We're going to list your name later, but I want to make sure we give credit to Clay for hitting a megawatt installed as well.
Super cool.
Clay,
I didn't know I hit that.
Oh, you did, man. Absolutely. Congratulations on a great comeback year, man.
Thank
Thankful
you.
for you.
Yeah, thankful.
To the spot, feeling real good. Think you gon' talk shit, you better not.
Congratulations again to Clayton Granch for the Comeback of the Year award.
Comeback player.
And for his 1 megawatt installed. Great job last year. He absolutely crushed it. Next up, we're going to have the Recruiter of the Year award. As you can assume, this is a tough one to win. And normally this is sort of a subjective thing where it's who had the biggest impact? But we've actually started to measure this with the boom score, and you can look that up on Enzy now. And we won't go into all those details, but we utilize the boom score to help us see who the Recruiter of the Year was. And we actually have 4 nominees. We're going to talk through each of these quickly. First, we have Zeke Parker. Next, Cam Wallace. Third, we had Michael Scott. And then 4th, we have Mike Velarde. So this is a good group. They brought a lot of talent to the business. It's extremely important to Sunder and our mission to continue to grow. And we couldn't do that without people like these 4 individuals going out, hustling, and recruiting, onboarding a lot of people.
Growing the business in a big way. Well done.
All right, so the winner amongst this amazing group of people is Mike Velarde. And Mike Velarde out there in Albany, New York, He absolutely crushes the game. He couldn't make it out to the awards ceremony, but
he had a recruiting meeting.
he was probably on a recruiting call. But so he does this from kind of an obscure upstate New York location, and it really goes to show you the power of using social media, the internet, LinkedIn, Indeed, whatever he does. He doesn't let being in Albany give him an excuse to not recruit, not bring people into the business. So shout out to Ken Goldstein and his entire crew. Mike recruits mostly for Ken's group, but we've seen recruits placed all over the country through Mike's recruiting efforts, and we really wanted to highlight him. He has some of the best energy I've ever seen, like in my life. He's such an amazing person, such a positive person, and it really shows in his ability to get people into the business and successful. So thanks to Mike. Hopefully he's here in spirit.
Yep.
And we'll ship his
die.
award out to him.
Chill out on the spirit thing.
Hey, you know what? You never know nowadays.
Oh, well, gosh. 1,170 boom score. I don't know if that means a lot to you people, but that's really good.
Yeah.
That's a very high boom score. He's already earned a lot of the boom score rewards very quickly.
Wheel of cash.
Yeah.
Everything.
He's cleaning house.
Cool.
Very impressive.
Great job, Mike.
Well done.
All right, next up, we have Setter of the Year. The setter position is becoming increasingly important in our business and the industry as a whole. We have some phenomenal setters out there. And for the first time ever, we can actually recognize them on our leaderboards and in NZ, a change we're implementing for this year with all of our incentives and competitions. Instead of assists being worth or needing twice as
2x.
many, you only need 1.5 as many as the close to qualify for the incentives. So hopefully that's motivating to the setters out there. We have 4 nominees for this award. There were so many others that could have been here, but these 4 really did stand out. First, we have Michael Crump. Second, we have David Hollander, and this is no specific order. Third, we have Brittany McNear. And fourth, we have Travis Tate. And this is
4 solid nominees, like Eric said.
4 good ones.
Tough to make that list.
But the winner, and this was well-deserved, is David Hollander.
Go, David.
Let's go. There it is. Hey, good job, man. Good job.
2022 Setter of the Year, an incredibly important spot in solar sales for sure. David, congratulations on your win last year. Well done. I feel like you've been crushing it for a while now, sort of under the radar. But here you are. Well done.
For sure. Thank you.
Absolutely. So
really
who do you
appreciate
mostly set for?
So Daniel Hadavus.
Okay.
Yep.
I've heard of him. Smart. Good decision to work with him.
For sure.
Well done. So the setter position one is a position where a lot of times people will try and rush through that, skip steps. They'll be like, hey, I want to do this and get on to something else quicker. I want to be closing quicker. You've decided to hone in on that very tough part of the job and make it your bread and butter. Why did you do that, and how have you become such a success?
I would say, thanks to Daniel, he kind of took me under his wing. He's taught me everything I know. I got the top installer. I share a calendar with him. Why wouldn't I utilize, what he's taught me and continue to do, what I know to, get results essentially. Yeah.
So a lot of people watching this maybe are new to solar, or they're, just getting going, they're setting deals. When did you know? Did you ever step your foot into the closing side, or were you like, holy crap, I just saw my paycheck for doing this part, I'm gonna stick with this?
No, I think that's like the next step is to start closing. But like I said, Daniel's closing ratio, how he moves, installs or deals through the pipeline, getting him to install, I think it makes sense to utilize that in, what he's to get success for as long as I can, right?
Well said, well said. Any tactical tips for those watching? Obviously you're out there on the doors, clearly having a big impact on a number 1 installer in the company. What are you doing? What's something that somebody could take away from this?
I think just getting out there, working, being, having structure in your life, discipline, and just work,
Showing up.
Show up. That's it. Knock on some doors.
Hey, it's a big part of life. Amen.
Sure.
David, congratulations. Well deserved. Well done on a big 2022, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Good job, dude. Good job, dude. Good job, dude. All right, congrats again to David. Well done, well deserved. The next award is the Competitive Spirit Award. Unlike some of these other ones, which are a little bit easier to measure and clearly identify, this one we did ask around the company and ask a lot of people and really look at it and measure things the best way we could to look at who's really bought in on not just Sunder, but the competitions, on the culture here and creating a whole new wave of culture of their own. So we had 4 teams that were nominated. The winner here we'll go over in just a moment, but the 4 teams nominated: number 1, South Texas; number 2, Orange County; number 3, Los Angeles; and number 4, Las Vegas Empire. 4 nominees for the Competitive Spirit Award. 2022 was a great year for all 4 of these teams, but the winner of the 2022 Competitive Spirit Award is Los Angeles.
Let's go, LA!
Let's go. Congratulations. Got the shades on. Shane Murphy, Alex Reynoso. Congratulations. Here you go. Give it to you. Bro, it's legit. It's real deal. That's how you know it's real. Jack, Shane, Alex, thank you for being here. Appreciate you making the trip. Congratulations on an impressive year. Very impressive year. Well done. What changed for this group? Because about 13 months ago, it was almost just the 3 of you on the whole damn team. I'm not trying to downplay what you've done, but wow. Where did you go over the past 13, 14 months from 3 to 5 guys to where you're at now? Tell us about that story last year.
Well, we found John X. Smith, for one. He's got all the spirit in the world. No, we just made a decision to grow a team. We just wanted to stop playing small, and we started getting aggressive, going after guys. A lot of them were green, so a little bit of a longer learning curve, but we gained some momentum, strong foundation now, so we're looking to build on that.
Yeah, one of the things I would say too is a lot of leaders help expand our vision, put a lot of faith and trust in us, from Jed to Tyler. I know Eric, the same. So, and even just guys within Sunder, they'd reach out or we'd reach out to them, have questions. Everybody was super helpful and, very selfless. Zeke Parker, I know I've talked to Clayton, a lot of different people. It's been really cool company.
Yeah, we also had a chance to join forces. So we were 2 separate teams, Ventura and LA. I had the LA team, they were Ventura, and then we had a chance. Jed kind of put the whole thing together for us to merge. And I think since then, we've just grown exponentially. So things have just gone better and better and better. So I think us working together has just been kind of crazy in most ways.
2 things I just heard. Number 1, they had the humility to team up. There's a lot of big egos in this industry, and these guys had the humility to say, hey, let's work together. And also reaching out, asking for help, reaching out to people across the country, across the company. People will usually not do that. What does 2023 look like for you guys? Last time I was there, I asked everybody, raise your hand if you've been here less than 6 months. It feels like 80% of the room raised their hand. How do you go from a bunch of green people, like you said, Alex, to growing the team 2-3x from here? I have a feeling you're gonna have a break-off team, a new region out of this group. What's that look like over the next 12 months?
Yeah, the goal is 5 offices, so we want to be a regional team, 2,000 accounts. I know it's a big goal. We're not going to get there without building, recruiting experienced guys, do things like Clayton's doing. But at the end of the day, the root of it is really just, I know it sounds cliche, but change lives. 5 families in our office made over $100,000 last year. One of those families was been with us for less than about 6 months. So if we can go help 5 people make $500,000 the next year in 5 different branches, that's going to spread through a lot of wealth in a lot of different homes. So change as many lives as we can and hit our goals throughout the process.
Cool.
I agree.
So I had a quick question. You're winning the Competitive Spirit Award. I played golf with these 2. I know, Jack, you played college football. I assume that athletic background has something to do with how you guys get up for competitions. What is it that keeps those juices flowing? You didn't quite win either of the 2 big competitions last year, but I see some big stuff in your future. What helps you with that drive and that competitive fire?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not first, you're last. No, I mean, honestly, like, yeah, winning is a part of life. Winning and losing, right? It's part of life. So my mentality is if you're playing, you're playing to win, right? Like, there's no point to play otherwise. But I think, yeah, our sports and just the mentality in our office is always about, you know, what can we do to level up in every single competition, and how can we go out there and compete and compete to win, right?
Yeah, we love competing. We love talking trash. There's nothing better. I eat a lot of crow because of it, but it also helps when you got guys like Brian Smith, you know, the whole back end team creating really fun, awesome competitions that you want to win, really cool prizes. And then, yeah, we all make more money. We all sell more. We all work more. So you'd be silly not to just buy in and jump in. And it's really easy over here at Sunder with what you guys do. So
love that.
Appreciate you guys for that.
Jeez, appreciate you. Best dancer in Sunder.
Hey, Dad, where's my plaque?
That was one we didn't have
That's
time
a fact,
for.
dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take that any day.
Jack, you also, we're going to mention your name later, you hit a megawatt installed, by the way.
Let's go. Yeah.
Congratulations. I don't know if you knew that. Well, okay, megawatt installed. So again, the pattern continues, guys. Some of these teams that are growing like crazy, all three of these guys know how to get out in the doors, make it happen, get their names on the top of the leaderboard. Jack just hit a megawatt. That trend's going to continue. They've got a goal of 2,000 accounts, 5 teams, a region breaking off. Looking forward to seeing what happens this year as well. Thank you all for being here.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, well done. Congrats again to those 3 killers. Very impressive. All right, the next award is for the Newcomer of the Year. The company grew like crazy last year. This might be one of the hardest ones to win.
Yeah.
I feel like we doubled in headcount. So to be nominated and then selected to be the Newcomer of the Year, pretty prestigious in my opinion. All of them are, but wow. Okay, Newcomer of the Year. We had 4 people nominated. We had 1 winner. The 4 nominees: number 1, Andrew Brown; number 2, Parker Wollaston; number 3, Alan Guederos; number 4, David Munoz. So all 4 of those people are people you've probably heard of.
Killers, yeah.
You definitely have seen them. We've mentioned them a lot on the Tuesday call, but they joined the company all within the past 12 months. And so a very impressive performance for all 4 of those guys last year. However, there can only be 1 winner. So the winner for the 2022 Newcomer of the Year Award, Andrew Brown.
Andrew!
Let's go, baby. Congratulations, baby. Happy brother. Well done. Well done. Thank you, man. I'll come see you. Andrew, thank you for being here.
Happy to be here.
Dude, congratulations. That was a tough award to win. Massive year last year. I want to start sort of at the beginning of our time together. You were on a journey.
Yeah, I was.
You were taking a walk in the desert. You met with close to double digits companies,
I think
right?
like seven or 8, yeah.
7+ companies, some of them more than once, took a lot of trips. You really put a lot of time into figuring out what your next move was going to be. What made you choose Sunder? How'd you end up here?
Well, I had the opportunity to meet you first, right? And I think, you know, leadership, integrity are like key factors for me in making a decision. And when I met you, I just found that was just omnipresent, you know? So it stuck with me when I met with other companies. It just didn't have the same vibe. So yeah, I think that's what really sold it for me.
Jeez, wow. Okay, I did not plant that.
I promise you, this is all from the heart. Like, Max is one of the best people that I know, and I didn't get the chance to meet Eric at first, but I heard great things, and you know, obviously lived up to it. So definitely.
Probably for the best. Probably for the best. You may not be here. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much for the kind words, man. So the team in Hollywood didn't really exist, this time last year. You started in another office, and then very quickly self-identified yourself as a leader within our company. What gave you the confidence to so quickly go from, hi, I've never met any of you, I'm Andrew, to, okay, I can go run a team? Like, that was quick.
Yeah, I think one thing that's always been top of mind, and I've always led by example, so that's always been my motivating factor, as to like do well, go out, lead by example, and then others will follow. And so I just always have been the white rabbit in my past, and so that's just what I've always wanted to continue to do, and then others will follow, like I said.
Wow, yeah. Jeez, leading out there from the front. a year from now, we're going to be giving out this award again, the 2023 Newcomer of the Year award. There's people watching right now that maybe just started.
Oh, I know who's going to get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I already know who's going to
You
get it.
want to make a prediction?
Yeah, Colin Schiller, you're up next.
Oh, okay. Colin Schiller, Newcomer of the Year. What advice would you give Colin or those who want to compete with Colin this year?
Believe much bigger, much sooner. I think like your limits exist only in your mind, and so your attitude is your altitude. Like that sort of thing has taken me to like different heights in my career, and if I didn't believe in myself the way I do now, I would not be sitting right next to you right now.
Wow. Believe much bigger, much sooner. Yeah. Very wise words from a wise man. Andrew, it's been an awesome pleasure to get to know you this past year. Congratulations on the award.
I appreciate that.
Well done,
man. Thank you.
So sick.
All right, congratulations, Andrew Brown. Man, he is so impressive. That was an amazing interview. Good job, Max, by the way, on your part.
Good job, Andrew.
All right, so next up we have the Senior Manager of the Year Award. This is actually a new award that we're introducing this year. We have the Manager of the Year Award that we've been doing for years now, but we figured we needed to highlight our senior level managers, and that's from regional manager all the way up to our one and only VP in the company. And there's about, 12 to 14 individuals probably in that group, and a very, very important group to our business. These individuals usually have gone out and sold at a really high level. Some of them still do. They handle multiple teams. They're on certain calls that only regionals on up get to be on, and a lot of those calls are it's not like fun calls, it's getting certain things done.
Yeah, a lot of responsibility.
A lot of responsibility. So we have 4 nominees for this award, and again, every single one of these senior managers could have won it. But number 1, we had Brandon Wilson. Brandon's had a huge impact on the business. Second up, we have Tyler Jackson. Third, we have Max Ganley. And then fourth, we have Mike Goochmet. Again, all 4 of these individuals absolutely crushed it in 2022. But the winner of this very prestigious award is none other than the one and only Tyler Jackson.
Pull up in Mary Case. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me up. They think I know the way. South to control the things. Ballin' the solo way. And if you pattern my trend, I make you my protege. Slossing that soldier rage. Take you in back of the buildings. Make you expose your rage.
Tyler Jackson, Senior Leader of the Year, Senior Manager of the Year, our only VP at Sunder Energy right now. I'm sure we'll have more in the future, but you were the one who broke through that ceiling first. You have come a long way in 3 years. When we started Sunder, you probably had the fewest amount of people on your head count, and now it's not even close. You've got the most. Tell us about the past 3 years. Of course, 2022 is the year we're highlighting, but I'd love to hear a little bit about your journey, man.
Yeah, man. We started out just kind of a smaller group in Houston, had a pretty small group in Dallas, and over time, we've fortunately had a company like Sunder that stood behind us, but a company like Freedom that's kind of helped stand up the market in Texas, and that attracted some of the right leaders. So, guys, Brandon Wilson was a nominee for this, but attracted guys like Brandon, attracted guys like Clay, Jeff Roman. Now we got Jed Sewell working out in Texas, and then we've obviously expanded into other markets, Chris Manizzi, Corey Waxler. But the big thing is just having a platform like what Sunder has that has attracted the right leaders, the right talent, and once you've got that, it's just kind of the momentum, and it's spread, into something honestly bigger than I ever would have imagined. Something bigger than what I would have thought was possible. So
It feels like you are the only person I know that has extra hours in the day. I feel like you're doing so much in the same 24 hours a day. You've got to have some sort of cheat code. I feel like you're always on the road, always doing something for your people. Where does that sort of feeling and that sort of the idea of just always giving, is that always how you've been?
Yeah, honestly it has. I've always been if you go back from my mom always talks about when I was a little kid, I used to give all my toys away, to other people. But so I think I've always tried to have like a giving attitude. But for me, honestly, it's not about the awards. It's not about, the final numbers. It's all about the journey. Like there's nothing more than I love than taking those, 11:30 at night phone calls or the early morning phone calls, because it's that journey. It's those calls, or it's the one more text that you've got to send out, or the one more person you got to follow up with. That, that's where you're winning. That's where you're day by day in the grind. That's where the end result can be awards, or it can be, having people, hit goals that they would have never thought was possible. So staying constant with that journey, I think, is kind of what's kept me grounded on that.
Just building brick by brick,
Yep.
even when there's not a spotlight for that day's hard work, knowing you gave it your all.
Exactly. That's where the winning happens.
I love that. Eric's got some stats on your performance. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, so Ty managed over 7,800 sales last year, and then over 4,100 installs. And just if you go off our average system gross price, that's about $160 million plus in installed revenue for our friends at Freedom. That is so massive, and I love, like, the way I watch Tyler manage. It's a very individual type of management. He has his core leaders and systems, but Ty, even with me, and I'm sure with Max, makes you feel like you're the only one in the room, you're the only one he cares about in that moment. And I think that's one of the secrets to Tyler's success from what I've seen over the years. So thank you, and congratulations. Amazing work in 22.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well said. Crazy performance. 2023 is ahead of us, man. You've broken off more regionals than anybody at our company. Can you repeat that performance this year? I'm sure you've got a stack of names in your mind that you think are on the cusp.
Clay might do it on his own. On his own.
Yeah,
double the region.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had several of them in here. Challenge to Shane, Alex, Jack. They need to be a region next year. This upcoming year, they need to. Clay, I think, is going to break off several other regions. And I could go down the list from every single one of them. Florida, Brandon Wilson should have another region, in the works, a couple of them. And so, same thing with Jed and Jeff Roman. But yeah, there's a lot of growth, a lot of vision. Everybody wants to grow. Everybody wants to build and duplicate that. I think 8,000 accounts is just the, the start. We have a goal that we want to hit 12,000 accounts this year, and I think we can hit that. So it's just the start. In order for us to do that, we have to break aside more regions, more teams. So
Ty said something last summer. We had our event in Los Angeles where we had Corey Walksler was promoted. We sort of called him up, and Ty did a really good job of sort of slapping me in the face, saying we had this event in New York where we promoted 5 regionals. We promoted 1 last year, and even though we had a record-setting performance, we got to do more. And I think Ty, as well as anybody within Sunder, is never satisfied with the best, which is pretty rare in our industry. Sunder's doing so well, his group are doing so well, but there doesn't seem to be a ceiling for you and your guys, man. Very commendable. Impressive, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
Congratulations again, Tyler Jackson.
Thank
Massive
you.
performance, man.
Appreciate it.
Well
Thank you.
done. Thanks, dude. Well done, TJ. Tyler Jackson, Senior Manager of the Year for last year. Very impressive performance. We're moving on to the Manager of the Year. Highlighted Tyler and all he's doing. However, we've got 4 nominees for the Manager of the Year. This is a tough one to win as well. These are all tough, but we've got 4 names nominated for the Manager of the Year. Number 1, Tayton Babb. We already saw him earlier today. He's nominated again. Number 2, Josh Long, nominated for Manager of the Year. Number 3, Danny Sosich and Cam Wallace teaming up there in Orange County. And then 4th, Connor Zwerg, nominated for Manager of the Year in Las Vegas Empire. So those are the 4 people, 4 teams nominated for the Manager of the Year. And man, these guys had an incredible performance in 2022, the last 6 months in particular.
Yeah.
The winner of the Manager of the Year for 2022, Danny Stosich and Cam Wallace of Orange County.
Hey.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Got your name on top. Let's go. You won't drop it. Don't drop that. Well done, brother. Good to see you, man. Congrats. Well done, Cam. He's got a haircut for this. You look clean. All right. Thank you so much to the Orange County group. We got Cam Wallace, Danny Stosich on the couch together. Congratulations on a massive year last year. You guys were not teamed up the same way you were a year ago. Tell us about that journey, combining forces. How did that come about?
There's an old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. And so I always knew that Danny was a really good leader, really polished in the industry, so I knew he'd be a huge value add to me and my people. So at the start of the year when IE kind of broke off and expanded, he was my first and only call, and so I knew he'd add a lot of value to our organization.
Very impressive. Danny, anything to add to that?
That was pretty good African proverb. I can't really follow with that. No, I remember getting the call from Cam. I knew of Cam. We've talked on the phone multiple times, and it just worked out. It worked out really well. We're kind of yin and yang in a lot of ways, and it plays really well with our team and stuff. So
you guys ended up winning Rapid Sunder. Massive performance. You guys did a great job of getting the team to go from like, oh, we're really good at sales to we're buying in on everything. Not just like some weeks, not every now and again, not be like, hey, we'll do our best, but you guys absolutely bought in. How did that come about? I'm sure it started with you two, but the whole team seemed so energized.
I will say Thunderdome, we won $10,000. We didn't even know we won it because it was our fault. It was our fault we weren't really bought in the Thunderdome. So then we realized, hey, we have the possibility to win these competitions. So when it came around, came time to prepare, we were ready to go. So I think we prepared the team well and prepped for it.
I would expand on that with the Thunderdome loss. It was really cool to see our next level leaders take accountability for the loss, and we kind of had the roundtable discussion of how do we win the next one. And it was cool to see that people identified, hey, we need to recruit and expand, and they didn't just identify it, but they actually put it into action, which obviously really helped us dominate Rapid Sunder.
Yeah, it felt like you guys won that league championship at Thunderdome almost all in the backs of the two of you, and then Orange County winning Rapid Sunder was like a huge collective, collaborative effort. Tell us about the next people that are coming up in your organization. I feel like Orange County is going to double this year. Who are going to be the next few names we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so David Munoz had a massive, massive year. I think he installed 50 or 60 accounts, made over $500,000. Has really leveled up as a leader as well. Yeah, Money Munoz, let's go, baby. Bringing people into the organization. Then we have Efren Hernandez. He's been a huge rock and leader in our office. And then also Rigo Vargas has come over and joined our team, and he's already recruited quite a few people, and we're starting to actually expand in South OC and kind of the South IE through him. So it's been really exciting.
I'd probably add to that Isaac Gomes and Miles Bolnick. They're starting to mature, starting to take this role a little more seriously. Yeah. So we had a good chat at the beginning of this year, and I'm excited to see what they do as well. So
very cool. I remember when we were contemplating putting you two together, you brought up yin and yang, and I think Max and I have seen that over the years of working with you guys, the amount of talent and work ethic, and bringing you two together a little bit more chill with a little bit more aggressive. I'm not going to say who's what.
He used to have gray hair before this year.
That is true.
All of the gray came in 22.
There's been a lot this year.
But you both absolutely killed it, and it's really fulfilling for me personally to see this idea that we all came up with together, or kind of middle of last year, maybe Q2 of last year, and it actually worked. It's hey, we think this could work. And then you guys actually made it work, put in the work, and now you're managers of the year. So congratulations.
Thank you, Cam.
Very impressive. Awesome. Last question. A lot of people are tuning in probably for this. We've got the number 5 pick in the draft. We go offense or defense?
We're going defense. I believe we're actually going to trade up 1 or 2 spots. We're going to snag Jalen Carter. And then you'll see the Seahawks next February, wherever the Super Bowl is. Wow. Me and Max will be there.
We will be there.
You are? Yes, Cam has converted me. He's Mormon and I'm a Seahawks fan, so.
Welcome to both of you. Thank you. Congrats again, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Well done.
Good job.
Good job, guys. Good job. That was all good to see you. Congrats again to Orange County Managers of the Year, Danny Stosich, Cam Wallace. Incredible performance last year. Side note, we forgot to mention Cam hit 2 megawatts installed last year with Sunder. Not just in last year, but 2 megawatts. Very impressive performance.
Awesome work, Cam.
Very cool. Okay, we're moving on. Last 3 awards. Here we go. Salesperson of the Year. This is a person, obviously, who went out and had a record-setting performance last year. We probably mentioned their name a bunch of times on the Tuesday calls, the monthly review videos. This is not going to come as a big shock to you hearing these 4 names nominated. But the 4 names nominated for Salesperson of the Year. Number 1, Parker Wollaston. Number 2, Cam Wallace. Just saw him a moment ago. Number 3, Patrick Burrows. Number 4, Daniel Hadabus. All 4 of those names are names you've probably heard before. If you've been here for more than a week, you've heard those names mentioned many times here at Sunder. They had incredible performances last year. However, there can only be one winner. So the 2022 Salesperson of the Year, back-to-back champion, Daniel Hadabus.
Not again.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Connor, you got a fan He's not even saying words. Daniel, thank you for being here. Congratulations on the Salesperson of the Year award. Not your first time, but your second. Back-to-back, 178 installs for Daniel last year. I mentioned Janessa. We saw David here earlier. This is a team effort, but you're the one in the homes, with the tally mark next to your name. Congratulations on another big year. Tell us, was anything different this year? Was it just consistency? Tell us about 2022.
More experience, so just better at the job. I kind of knew my numbers from the prior year, so I had set some bigger goals, but also realistic at the same time. Janessa went full-time doing all the post work and all the behind-the-scenes stuff. She does so much, she's like thank you cards and sending client gifts. Like, she's incredible. David coming on board, that helped a lot. I think David's personal installs that were, under my name was like 57, 58, something like that. So he was a huge chunk. And yeah, just working, man. Just working, just putting in the time. I actually didn't even work a full year. I broke my shoulder blade up here. I got COVID. I didn't really get back to work till end of January. Then we had the Maui trip. Man. So it was about a month off in the beginning of the year, and broke the foot. That was the end of the year. So then I broke this the Thursday before this last competition ended, and I took like Thanksgiving through the end of the year off. So all that volume was put in between, let's just say, February and the end of November.
That is nuts. For those of you watching, don't try that at home. That is superhuman strength right there. Incredible performance, man. It seems like at some point your bank account has got to look bigger than it's ever looked. And you're making phenomenal money. That's a side effect of your talent, your skill, the time you're putting in. Beyond the money, what keeps you working really, really hard? Because clearly you're making way more than 99% of the people in Clark County, Nevada. What keeps you working 50, 60 hours a week, every single week?
I think at some point, like a lot of the people that have sat down here, it's not about recognition or making money. I think what it really comes down to is like an identity issue. Who you believe you are as a person, the value you have, and how you represent yourself. And like, I like to work. I like to feel productive. That's when I'm the happiest, is when I feel like I'm moving forward in life. The rest of the stuff is fun too, don't get me wrong. I like the car, I like the fun things, I like the recognition, but it's just who I am, as cliche as that might sound.
Wow. Okay. Well said. I want to ask you this. We've got 2023 ahead of us. There's going to be a lot of people joining the industry this year, here in Sunder in particular. How many months have you been doing this thing?
I started in June 2020.
June of 2020. So here we are, we're coming up on 3 years. And to already be getting an award tomorrow at Door to Door Con. Back-to-back Salesperson of the Year. You had more years of your adult life not in this industry, obviously way more, unlike a lot of people that we've talked about here today. For those people joining the door-to-door industry for the first time, they're watching right now, they just joined, they just gave up their job as a realtor, they just gave up their job as, you know, a mortgage guy or whatever. What message do you have for them?
Just commit. I think when my career in solar really took off is when I stopped doing a different business I had before, and I said, I'm going to go all in and do solar, and I just committed to doing it. And that's when I had just come out of setting, so I wasn't even really seeing like really good money yet. I think if you put your mind to it and you commit, like the results are absolutely accomplishable. It doesn't take anyone who's super smart or super good looking or really intelligent. Like, you've just got to work. I will say this. The other thing is someone's got to have enough self-awareness that if they're not getting the results, they know how to be coachable and go talk to somebody who is and like make some changes.
Have the humility.
Yeah.
Geez, very impressive. Daniel, thank you so much for being here. For those of you just joining, man, this is not an opportunity. You have to be an old dog, 10 years, 5 years, 15-year vet. He just got in this thing less than 3 years ago, and he's already who he is here at Sunder Energy. So thank you so much for being such a good example to everybody, Daniel.
Thank you.
Well done. Congrats.
Thank you.
Let's go. All right, here we go. Congratulations again to Daniel. Amazing performance last year. Down to the last two awards. This one is for the top region. Top region, the #1 region that just was, you know, above and beyond statistically some of the others. Top region last year for 2022. We don't have a long list of nominees for this one. They're all nominated. There's 13, 14 of them.
Yep.
The winner, though, of the 2022 Region of the Year award is
the Ganley region.
Max Ganley.
Here we go.
Let's go. Max Ganley, 2022 Region of the Year. He's here representing the whole region. Congratulations, hell of a year. You seem to just keep doing this thing really, really well with no slumps or anything in between. Tell us about the year, man. How did you hit those kind of levels again? Crazy realization rate, crazy installs. Tell us about it.
You know, I always preach this, but systems and processes, right? From top down, the way that we train, the way that we mentor, the numbers, the accountability, it all flows together.
You seem to be one of the most available people I know. Like, I feel like you have your phone implanted in your brain. You respond faster than anybody I've ever met. You know every question that pops up on group chats about anything. It's incredible. You eat, live, and breathe solar. Like, tell us about that, man. Like, you're not just doing this part-time or even full-time. What's that like?
Well, one of my good friends, Tyler Jackson, told me that I have special abilities. So I like I'm really smart with like knowing things. So I got to give him a credit for acknowledging that. But I think Daniel says it in his acceptance speech. Like, why not like be good at this job? Why not be on? For me, it's like I always tell myself, why not? Like, but I don't ever want to be. I've been in the homes many times. I hated not knowing something. And I want to make sure that as a leader, one of the biggest things I can do is provide that service to where if someone needs me, and not only just be available, but needs like an answer, I've got it because I know how that feels.
So you've been in the home a lot. You mentioned it a moment ago. How many lifetime installs do you have?
I think I'm just shy of 800.
800 personal installs for this guy. So it's probably so rare for a question to pop up on the regional chat or in your region's chat that you have not seen or thought of or know the answer to. It's probably so rare.
Not only that, just when something new comes out, I just go study it. You know, we have so much access to resources with NZ, the Sales Resource Center, you know, just online. And so I just like to study things and know it right when it comes out, be available and stuff like that.
I see you on all the calls. You don't seem to miss any updates calls or anything like that. You're totally engaged. So as a leader coming up, you know, in the ranks that want to emulate Ganley and some of these other leaders' performances, sales is part of it, but having the responsibility to dive in, do the research, and be a master of your craft. I think that's what I've seen separate you. I've worked with you for 7-8 years now. That's been some of the big things I've seen. Do you agree?
Yeah, I'd say one of the biggest things that come to mind is this is not going to last forever. You know, you talk about it, we all talk about it. We are in one of the gold rushes of probably our generation that we'll come across. And so again, why not go as hard as you can? Why not take all the phone calls, study, go sell, go knock, do whatever you can? Because I promise you, you and I are going to regret it, Eric. We probably are going to say in a couple years, dang, we probably could have done more. And for those that are like just kind of getting by, they're definitely going to regret it, So the biggest thing, though, that I need to say is, I remember last year, this exact date, Brandon Wilson sat here and said he'd be getting this award. Sucks to suck, but I got it again, back to back. Love you, buddy. Have fun at home, all that kind of stuff. Wish you were here, but you're not.
Oh, wow. Well, talented and humble. What a combo.
He called me out, so it just goes both ways.
Thank you so much for being here. Real quick, last question. 2023, year ahead. You've got guys in Arizona, Colorado. What's it look like for your group, for your organization, growth-wise?
I really think this is our year. As you guys have seen, we've done 1,500 plus installs year and year over year. And so one of my biggest goals is I have a few key leaders in my region that I am thrilled about, and I will do whatever I can to overcome getting them to become regionals themselves. I'll give a shout out. I see, Tate and Babb, Isaiah Wong, Greg Harris. I see those guys as guys that definitely can step up if they want to take it. And we've made some good game plans and goals. So that's my big goal for the year is keep our consistency with our numbers, but help get those guys to where they want to go as well.
Breakout year for an already talented group of people.
So that I can be here instead of Brandon again.
Congratulations, Brandon. Oh, sorry. Congratulations, Max. Sorry, you said his name. Congratulations, Max Ganley. Well said. Thank you for being here. Well done. We've got one major award left. Congratulations to Max Ganley. Before we do that final award, we're going to highlight some individual performances, some big milestones that were hit in the year 2022. Megawatt, 2 megawatt, 3 megawatt, and the half megawatt club. We've had a lot of people join those clubs. So the first one we're going to highlight, we're going to have him come out because he's here in studio. The first person to hit 3 megawatts installed, Taten Babb. Come on out, Tate. Come on out, brother. Congratulations. Good job, man. 3 megawatts. Yeah. Awesome, man. Thank you. Congratulations.
Beautiful.
All right, we're going to keep this going. I'm going to go over the 2 megawatts and the 1 megawatts. Eric's going to wrap it up with a half megawatt, and then we'll go over the top team of last year. So keep it going. 2 megawatt install club. We had 6 names on here. Number 1, Travis Green, Daniel Hadabus, Cam Wallace, Zach Hall, Jared Bruff, Bob Strebel. 6 members of the 2 megawatt club here at Sunder Energy since inception. They didn't hit all of that last year, but they hit that milestone last calendar year. Well done to those 6. That is so many hours in neighborhoods at the kitchen table, following up with customers. Well done. 1 megawatt install club. We got some names on here as well. Chase Armstrong, Pat Burrows, Eric Best, Brian Amaro, Clayton Granch, Jack Malice, Lucas Takiyagi, Ferris Thompson, Ty Affleck, Zeke Parker, Eduardo Campos, Ryan Abbott, Corey Waxler, Ken Burcham, Tyler Duffin, Alex Reed, and Josh Long, all hitting a megawatt for the first time in their careers here at Sunder. Well done, everybody on that list. Congratulations. 500 kilowatt club, tell us about Eric.
Awesome. 500 kilowatts. Daniel Rodriguez, JJ Nieto, Andre Locasto, Johnny Alcantar, Ty Parker, Sebastian Rodriguez, Greg Anderson, the doctor, Brad Davis, Raf Slika, Karine Rodriguez, Nathan Lopez, Victor Gonzalez, Sam Reed, Phil Collin, Frank Salcedo, Chris O'Sullivan, Sterling Pyle, Jed Sewell, Alex Tech, Harpreet Singh, Austin Moser, Janeska Wilhelm, Chandler Hewish, Corey Nielsen, Chris Cottom, Jordan Wood, Nick Galvin, Stephen Flores, Brian Wack, Saint Termatit, Michael Guchmet, you know him, Kyle Anthony, Stephen Cohen, Mohammed Kumar, Alan the Claw Gaderos, and Joseph Sicarello. So great job to the half megawatt club. It's a big list of people, very impressive.
Well done. Go hit a megawatt this year. Okay, we're wrapping this thing up. Thank you so much for your patience and tuning in. I hope it's been worthwhile, but we're going to wrap this thing up with the team of the year for 2022. We had a lot of teams that could have been nominated. We chose to not do nominees, but you can really just sort of sort by submitted for 2022, gives you a good idea who was thrown down. Installed for 2022 by team, gives you a good idea of who's getting those panels to the roof. However, there was only one winner. There can only be one winner. The 2022 Team of the Year. They're the 2022 Thunderdome champs. Team of the Year last year, Las Vegas Empire.
Yeah, LVE.
Dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I woke, I spent that on a necklace. I told God I'll be back in a second.
Well done.
Man, it's so hard that it's act reckless. To whom much is given, much is tested. Get arrested, guess until you get the message. I feel pressure under more scrutiny. And what I do, act more stupidly. Bought more jewelry, more Louis V. My mama couldn't get.
Congratulations, Vegas. Thank you so much for being here. Connor, thank you for getting comfortable. Thank you for making the trip out. This is the dream team that made it happen last year. You guys have been through a ton. 2022 was your first major, like, holy crap, can't deny us kind of year. I feel like you've been right on the cusp for a while now. 2022 was a breakout year. What was the difference? How did that come about?
First off, I just want to say thank you to you guys, Sunder, for putting this together. And like you said, it's a team effort. So I just have a few people that come to mind that personally I worked very, very close to this year. Coming in, Connor's girlfriend, Cora, Sandra Bejarano, Anthony Meridian. And there's a ton of people that come to mind, Patrick Kelly, Charlie Flood just broke off, and it's been awesome. I'm excited to see from a Vegas team to what's going to happen to a Vegas region from here moving forward. So some foreshadowing.
Love that. Like that.
So thanks to you guys, and it's been a great year. So I'm excited for the future, most importantly.
Love it.
Go ahead. Anybody who'd like to comment?
I'm always laughing. I would just say, like, I think, as you said, like the dream team. I think for us, when we first started in Sunder back in 2019, I thought at that point we had like the dream team. But looking at like each and every one of us, we all have like an intricate like part of our roles, and we all know what those are. And I think by executing those, we're able to rally our team and be unified. So I think that's what really separates us this year from any other year.
Cool. Christina? CZ?
Take it. Drop some bars.
Some bars.
I just set the pace.
Yeah. I think just love each other. If there's one piece of feedback to give to anybody, that's honestly love each other. I think our group is one of very few groups that actually loves each other and spends times off the doors together. And if you love each other, your people are going to be more than willing to go through a brick wall for one another. And when it comes time for crucial conversations in an industry where there's a lot of variables, it's a lot easier to do life that we do on and off the doors when you actually care about each other.
So you had a team break off. Charles and Patty are working together, so the team is growing. You mentioned the Vegas Empire is going to become the Vegas region. How have those conversations gone? Is it sort of like we're going to make this thing bigger and better? Are we going to new states? Tell us about that. Steve, maybe you can take point on that, or whoever.
Yeah, I think you can really only build as high as your foundation is deep. And at the end of the day, a lot of us have been working together for a really long time, so the foundation is really key. Now it's about expansion. Now it's about growing. For a really long time, this has been a really strong top team out here in Vegas. But the goal is to empower new leaders and allow people to really step into their greatness and their power and take it from one team to two teams to three teams, and just really excited to see what we're going to accomplish by the end of the year.
Very exciting. We are as well. Congratulations, Vegas, Team of the Year. Well done. Let's see what you do in 23. Let's go. Congratulations again to Las Vegas Empire, Team of the Year. Very impressive performance. Congratulations to everybody. We gave out a lot of awards today, a lot of individual milestones. Another record-setting year for Sunder Energy. However, we're not quite done yet. We've got a big goal this year on installs. Tell us about that goal.
17,000 installs on the year.
Or Eric will shave his head.
Yeah, right. That's not happening. But we're off to a great start. As of Tuesday, we're up 79% on submitted deals year over year, same time frame. Almost 80% year over year. So it's amazing. You're off to a great start. We're off to a great start. And I fully believe that 17,000 is within reach, but it's going to take a lot of work.
The plan, just so you all know, is to do this thing live a year from now in Las Vegas. Really looking forward to getting everyone there. It's going to be a great event. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. Thank you for another record-setting year. Looking forward to doing it again this year. Thanks, guys.
See ya.